into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Switch. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whoever else may be tuning in, and welcome to another episode of Elite FPL, a FPL talk show that covers the events that are unfolding right as we speak. Steve-O, how are you doing?
I'll be honest with you. So yesterday did a video on the effects of mental health on me and fantasy football and stuff. And about 4 hours ago now, I was spitting with rage because I said, right, I'm going to do my transfers. I'm going to do what I said I'd do on stream. Or more to the point, what I do on the members video. I said that I'll do Ronaldo, Fernandes and Maddison in for whoever. And all I did was Fernandes and Maddison. And then I just went on Twitter scrolling through and I see Harry FPL Tips has put Leicester Burnley's been called off, and I'm just like, oh, fuck off. And I was absolutely fucking fuming. And I was so tempted to go, I'll just do a -8 and bring in whoever. And I just thought, oh, fuck it. I just left it at -4. Captain Fernandez, done. I just don't give a shit. It's one of those where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I have no, like with you, I'm just really busy at the moment. FPL's pretty much so far at the back of my mind that it's just a non-entity to me. And it's just like, yeah, whatever, it's done now. So, yeah.
I mean,
you?
I'll be honest. I've been in meetings all afternoon. I've been working on some design work and some video editing that I'm doing for my job, and I've been deep in it. And generally, when I'm doing stuff like that, I'm just listening to music, just like focusing so much. Hours can go by, and I'm just like, I got out of the meeting, and because my meeting's normally at 5 o'clock. For an hour normally, and Mel's made me my dinner, and it's like 6:15, and I'm like, I'm still in the meeting, like what's, because I knew we were going live at 6:30, and I'm like, I'm still in the meeting, and I'm mindful of the time, and then I think it's like 6:20, and I'm like, okay, and the meeting finishes at just after 6:20, and I rush to the house, and my dinner's been made, and I'm like, right, okay, I need to eat this as quick as I can now. And then I messaged you, didn't I? I said, like, can I give me 15 minutes? But, it's... And I hadn't checked anything to do with football. Like, because I've just been focusing on my work. And then I saw some missed calls coming in. I was like, what is this? I saw a missed call on my phone. I was eating my food, and I was listening into... I was actually listening into a Twitter space regarding something completely different from football, something completely different. And I saw I had a missed call or two, and I was like, that's odd. That person doesn't normally ring. And then my wife told me that something that my friend had tried to get in touch about FPL. And I'm like, well, something must be going on if my friend's been trying to get in touch with me via FPL, regarding FPL. Maybe something close to the deadline or something has happened that, and I was just thinking, and I quickly rang him back before coming live. I said, what's going on? And he's like, have you not heard about the Leicester Burnley game? I'm like, no. He's like, well, it's called off. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, oh, great. Well, at that point, bear in mind, I'm finding out this information after I had any way of doing anything to my team. So I was like, great. And then he goes, oh, by the way, also, you won't believe this, but Arsenal have filed for postponement of their game versus Spurs. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, apparently they've got a lot of injuries, and they've got one player that's tested positive for COVID, and they've just now appealed to the Premier League to have their game called off. I was like, you're joking? No way they're going to allow that, surely. And you're saying, well, it looks like they're going to use a loophole in the whole COVID scenario, because I know Leicester have been playing so many games with a large amount of their players that have been down with COVID, and I think that, I mean, if this gets postponed, and I have every belief that it probably will, then I just think this is a classic case of a Premier League team with the information. Bear in mind, this is with the information that I know. There may be information that I don't know. I think it's a classic case of taking advantage of a system that's set up to protect people. And, I think that it's a bit of a mockery of the system. But I know everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I think that would be abusing the system from the information I've got. Your thoughts, Steve-O?
Yeah, I agree. I think that a lot of teams are just using it as an excuse to postpone games. I think that I was listening to TalkSport this morning, and they were talking about how there's so many different varying factors about how to postpone the games and everything. It's just become a mockery.
But how many years are we going to be doing this? They're saying that COVID may be around for years to come. Are we going to still be postponing games in 2 years' time? Well, how can you live life? How can you play FPL week to week, not knowing what games are going to be going on. How can you...
From a real life perspective, obviously I work in retail and I work for a large shop. And also I'm having to go through a surgery procedure at the moment, which is going to be taking place soon. And I had to go to the hospital this morning, and I just think the world's gone absolutely insane. Like insane when it comes to this whole...
Well, you know why, don't you? And I have to say, I mean, coronavirus is serious, and you should do everything you can to protect yourself and to protect your family. However, the biggest problem that we have in the Western world, in my opinion, and I'm not going to get political, and I don't want to turn this into a debate on all that crap, but is the media.
Yeah.
If you read the media or go on there, like, I'm not going to name any of them, but the mainstream media, if you go on their websites or read their articles, it paints a very clear picture of panic and uncertainty and fear. Like, everyone is under this fear. Like, everyone now is like if I go to pick up my daughter from a playground, I gotta wear a mask, obviously, to protect myself and others, mainly others, because masks are there to prevent the spread. But if anyone dares to cough or sneeze, then literally everybody's like eyes fixated on that person, like shun the number, and like almost like get rid. I find it very strange. Interesting fact, and you may or may not want to care about this, but when this actually, in March 2020, I was wearing masks in March 2020 in supermarkets, and I was looked at like I was patient zero, and people were looking at me like, you're an idiot, why are you wearing a mask? Because nobody was wearing masks back then. And like I was wearing like, I was thinking I could see where this is going. And now the whole, it's weird how society is completely flipped around, and it's like, I really find it like, I never used to think psychology was something that you could devote your life to. Like, I never thought it was like an area of interest that I thought human beings are human beings. I mean, what makes them so interesting? This is interesting. It's really weird how people can perceive the world around them. And with the information that they digest online, it's very dangerous at the same time. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but I for me, this whole potential postponement, I think there's more at work than just the genuine case of coronavirus. I think there's more at work, and that's my opinion. Let's say hello to some of the people in the chat anyway. I don't know if I've actually got it. I might have to bring it up here. We've got Ram and Nathan. We've got Firetog. Davey FPL's here. Hey, Davey, how you doing? Podner, Bad Company, Clickus, Shakalaka, Mecca Lecca. We've got a lot of the members here. ABJ, Cage Paps. We've got FPL Sparta, John Harris, FPL Seb's there too. Heavy Metal 20. How you doing? I hope you guys have had a really good week and are looking forward to the weekend. Kudo 2 Foot's there too. What are your ranks? Piss off, Top Tim. Let's go find another stream. We don't want any of your ilk.
Oh yeah, can I just get this off my chest? Actually, this is kind of almost members worthy, and I may.
You can't count it on your hands. Put it that way. My rank, you can't count on your hands.
I may do this as a members video, but I was watching for about 30 seconds a streamer. And the second they said the words, I'm going to stop streaming once a certain individual starts streaming, I just thought, and I can't say the C word, I can't say it, but I just thought, you're a fucking... So you're just doing this for viewers. You're a piece of fucking shit. Stop doing what you're doing and fuck off. I cannot stand...
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? And this is what I like to say to people, like... If you're doing a stream, or you're doing a video, if you're doing a live stream and you've got 5 people watching you, that's 5 people that have spent time out of their day to come and see you talk about FPL. That's insane. Like, imagine real life. Imagine real life getting 5 people around your house to just sit down and listen to you speak. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have 100 people. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't have 500 people watching you. So entitled. Piss off. You're in it for the wrong reasons, mate. If that's the attitude you're taking, and you're like, I'm gonna stop the stream because Andy's about to stream now, and I'm gonna lose my viewers to Andy. Fucking hell, you are in the wrong place. You should be doing that.
That's, I know Mags is here. I don't know if he's gone now, but Mags is here, and his show bizarrely did an advert for my own YouTube channel, which I don't even advertise on here because I just don't care about it. It's just me taking the piss, but in an ironic way. But anyhow, and his attitude and Sai's attitude towards the wrestling community is very similar to ours. And I can't remember who it was, but someone asked them about, why do you do this? Why do you, hardly anybody's watching you live? And Mags made exactly that same point. I don't care if it's only one person watching us. That person's taken their time out to watch us live, and they've got the chain wrestling family. And it's only going to grow. It's just going to grow organically. And I speak to Dan, and I speak
the lineups are out, Steve-O. You carry on. I'll get the lineups up here.
I speak to Dan, and I speak to my brother about it a lot, which is about what I love about Elite FPL. And I know we keep banging on about this, but it's just I'm so glad that people just come and join us for us talking about fantasy football and how it affects us, and we haven't even spoke about our teams.
No, we haven't. I've done a -4, but I haven't got anything bigger. But anyway, yeah, carry on.
But how it affects us, and people just enjoy it for what it is. I'm not held up at gunpoint to be talking about advice and tips and questions. And I was talking to Mike about, in fact, again, if Mags is here, hello. But he was talking about Smoking JR's barbecue podcast, and like it's just shit. Because JR clearly doesn't like doing the Q&As anymore. He just, my brother tells me that he's just like, he just dismisses the questions. Like, because you're being asked the same question over and over, just like in fantasy football. Which
same
Man
question
United
over and over. What's the best captain pick this week?
Yeah, it's just
like, come on, fucking hell. You can literally do a 2-minute Google search and find that information out, you pleb. Don't come on my stream and ask that question. Anyway, we've got the team news about Brighton. We've got Butland, Ward, Guay, Anderson, Mitchell.
Butland?
Yeah.
For who? Sorry, Brighton?
Yeah.
No Sanchez?
Mm-hmm.
No Sanchez?
That's what it says.
Have you got Sanchez?
I have. Fuck off. Anderson, Mitchell, Hughes, Schlupp, Gallagher, Elise, Edward, and Eze.
No, that's Crystal Palace. That's Crystal Palace's team.
What did I say? Brighton?
Yes. I was going to say.
Heavy Metal. I'm reading it off of Heavy Metal. For Crystal Palace, we've got Sanchez, Veltman, but no, he's fucked me up. He's fucked me up. He's put the I'm reading what he said. Brighton, we've got Sanchez, Veltman, Byrne, Webson, Moda, Lallana, Gross, Cucurella, McAllister, Mupai, Trossard. For Brighton, we have got Butland, Ward. Yeah, Brighton makes more sense now, doesn't it? Anderson.
Hold on a minute.
It's Crystal Palace is one that's got Butland in goal.
Brighton hasn't got Lamptey.
Brighton has got.
Did you say no Lamptey?
Sanchez, Veltman, Byrne, Webster, Moda, Lallana, Gross, Cucurella. No Lamptey, no.
Wow, because Nathan Bacon captain Lamptey.
Crystal Palace. You know what, Heavy Metal? You've ruined it for me. You've ruined my day. All right. Ban him. I've been baited.
So, what did you actually do?
I did Harry Kane and Maddison in.
Oh, you did Maddison as well. For who?
For Son. And for the West Ham striker, Antonio.
So it's Fernandes. I'm assuming you captain Kane?
I didn't really. I'm joking.
Oh.
I didn't bring in two players. No. I'm bringing Harry Kane. No.
Right, I brought
in a better player than that. I brought in Bruno Fernandes.
So let's start again. You've done a -4.
I have.
And what did you do?
Bruno Fernandes in for Son.
Yep.
And who was the other one I brought in? I can't even remember now. It was like in a rush. I was in a rush.
I wonder if the game's updated.
Who was the other one I brought in? Oh, God.
Ronaldo?
No.
Oh, right. A Tottenham player?
Is the game up yet?
No, it's not. No. A Tottenham player?
Hang on, let me think. It was Bruno Fernandes in for Son. And it was someone else. I can't remember now. Oh, my God, I can't remember.
Well,
What did you do? So yeah, there we go. That's the content. That's the content that you can be expecting to see from our channel going forward.
My team is in the team.
Subscribe to our channel for the best. There we go. Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Mine's in the team screenshots, but I did Son and Salah out for Fernandes captain and Maddison.
Who did I bring in? I cannot remember.
It was for a double game week player, I'm assuming.
Who did I bring in?
Maddison, Barnes, Sancho, Rashford, Greenwood.
No, one too many. Only one Man United player. Don't want more than that. Mora.
Dele Alli. I mean, we're scraping the barrel. Was it Trossard? You wouldn't have gone for Brighton players. You definitely wouldn't have gone for a Burnley player. Watford don't exist midfield.
Was it Jota?
Oh wow, Jota. Single game week player.
I don't know actually. I'm not good. Don't expect much. I mean, I'm trying to remember what I did. Hopefully we won't have to wait long.
Yeah, Fozzie's saying Mason Mount, 3 pencils.
Mason Mount, that's it.
Oh wow. Mason Mount.
That's it. Yeah, that's the player I bought him.
Against Man City and Brighton.
Yeah, Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes in.
Who did you captain?
I captained Bruno Fernandes.
Why Fernandes? Just of interest. Why did you get him in?
I've captained the player that I was involved with -4, bringing him in. I just went with it.
Yeah,
Good fixtures.
He looks on.
You've captained him.
It. Yeah, he looks on it. That 30-minute cameo, albeit via highlights that I kind of saw. He just
imagine if
looks
Son plays. Jason's not winning his cup game then. Why is that?
Sorry?
We haven't even started on the Super Cup yet.
Well, did he say imagine if Son plays?
Yeah.
He's out, isn't he, till February?
Wow. Yeah, I think he was tongue in cheek when he said that. I don't even know why I entertained the comment, to be honest, but you know. Yeah, I'll bring up the Super Cup in a minute. I haven't got it loaded up at the moment, but who are you up against in the Super Cup? Do you know?
I don't have a clue.
Would you like me to tell you?
Yeah, please. Mr. Reed saying here there are no good fixtures for United. Yeah, that's true.
No, Mr. Reed. Point your neck in, mate.
Treadwell saying, let's be honest, most of the double game week players are going to end up singles anyway.
Right, so I'm up against. Hang on, what's going on here? It's not updated.
What, the Super Cup? It should be. Well, no, it doesn't need to be updated.
No, it's not updated. It's not cleared the scores on the fixtures. I don't know what.
Oh, right. Well, I've lost every single match in it, so.
Firetog, are you there? I can't get this week's fixtures. Does anyone know? Anyone in the chat understand why that's? Is it because the game's? It could be because the game hasn't updated yet, and it's pulling the fixtures for the next week. I think that's what it is.
Let's have a quick look. Match week.
Yeah. Whose team's on the screen? This team is Steve-O's. So Calvert-Lewin and Maddison aren't playing. So you're going to be getting Digne in.
Calvert-Lewin isn't playing, huh?
Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, he is playing. Maddison's not playing. Johnston. So you'll be getting Digne in then.
For who?
For Maddison.
He's playing Tottenham. They've got a double game week. Well, they don't have a double game week. They did have a double game week. Jason has left the... Anything could happen live.
Why do people tune into this? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, that's why I brought Madison in, because they had a double game.
Yeah, okay. Just let's move on from that, shall we? So what are we talking about again?
We could go through the score predictions, as Maestro says. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah,
it's actually not a bad idea, to be honest with you. The score predictions. I actually did put them in to the score predictor game. So, and I find it embarrassing. You can tell that I've been just literally in a shed all day on my own without any human interaction. The only human interaction I had is a phone call with my friend and say hello to my wife as I ate my food to rush back down to my cage, which is the shed. Anyway, go and get your guitar, says FPL. Put the kettle on. It needs to take some. Yeah, let's let you guys talk to Steve-O. It's fine. I am struggling tonight. You are right, Caged Paps. It's not a comedy show. No, it's not. It's, Chris, this is purely serious FPL talk. Right, score predictions, Steve-O. Yes, so I actually did input them, and I do to anybody that does play the score predictor game. Your embarrassment, because I don't know how I missed one game week. Now, admittedly, an average point score for me is like 20 points or whatever. So I would move up to say 22nd if I hadn't missed it. But I'm 27th, despite missing a game week. And yeah, I'll happily go through with what I did, and we'll obviously go through what you're thinking on these particular fixtures once it loads up. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, tonight...
Yeah, I've got the fixtures there, and also the Super Cup fixtures have refreshed as well. So I'm up against... So you're, Steve-O, you're facing your friend, our friend of the show, Dan Bull.
Should beat him. Depending on what he's done with his team. I obviously have no idea what he's done with his team, so I'd like to think... If he
stacked up on Arsenal players, that'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? I'm up against... Who am I up against? I'm up against Nasu. Great.
Oh, okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. Always the same. So...
someone that takes his game seriously.
With tonight's game, Brighton Crystal Palace, I've just said they'll cancel each other out. I've gone with 1-1, Jace.
I'm looking at this fixture without any real interest. Let me get it up here. Let's get these fixtures up. Let's have a look at the lineups again.
It's like that makes any difference.
Lamptey. He's not playing, is he?
Dan's Dan. If you want to come live on air,
I reckon Palace are gonna win 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, Palace away from home on. And
that bloody Edouard's gonna get involved. I tell you now, he's gonna be. I've seen a bit of him. He's looking amazing. I like Edouard. I think he's a good player.
You reckon Palace to win? Yeah, it's gonna be I think it's a tight game. Yeah, 2-1, 1-1.
People saying 0-0 in the chat. Trossard brace. Nah. Yeah, I mean, I go 2-1. The next fixture is the weekend's
City Chelsea. I've gone with City to beat Chelsea in a tight. Here we go again, a tight game. I've gone with 2-1, but I would not be surprised if Man City were to win 1-0, 2-0. Chelsea are struggling to score at the moment, and Man City at home are just ridiculous. So that's why I think the Man City will. I mean,
I don't know. I think that this could be a 1-1, or Chelsea may, and I think they could win it 2-1.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0, but maybe a Chelsea 2-1.
Well, the next game, Newcastle-Watford. Watford, I think, are my team of the
Everyone's saying 2-1
week.
City, it would seem, by the way. Sorry, just to let you know. 2-1 City, 1-0 City, 3-1 City. No one's going with the Chelsea win apart from me, possibly. But carry on, Steve.
I was just going to say Newcastle-Watford. I think Watford are a team which people are overlooking here. I actually expect Watford to do really well, although, ironically, their game against Burnley may not happen, but I'm expecting Watford to score the most goals in the double game week. That's from my point of view anyway, if they just go for it, like I think they will, because they're playing two relegation rivals, and I think Watford beat Newcastle 2-1.
2-1, I can agree with you on that. Yeah, 2-1. I think I'm going to go 1-0. Same result, different scoreline.
Norwich-Everton.
1-0 to Watford, that is.
Dire game, and I've gone with Everton to just get past Norwich. 1-0. Just. I think it's going to be terrible, that match.
Yeah, I think Everton will win. Confident owning Calvert-Lewin going into that fixture?
Well, he's on penalties. So.
Well, it's Norwich. It's Norwich. You'd be confident owning most players, most strikers going up against Norwich, wouldn't you, to be fair? Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 to Everton in that one. No frills affair.
Well, talking of no thrills, this next match, Wolves versus Southampton.
Do you remember those crisps?
What's that?
Do you remember the no frills range?
No.
You don't remember the no? There used to be, I think it was Quick Save. Do you remember Quick Save? Do you remember Quick Save, the supermarket?
No.
Well, they used to basically have a range of products, like you know that Tesco's got the Saver, the Tesco reduced branded stuff, yeah. Well, they used to have the Quick Save had their own version of Saver products, and they used to call it No Frills, and it used to be literally the packaging never had any print on it, just literally black, no frills on the packaging to save on the ink, I guess. It was clever. Like they had No Frills biscuits, No Frills crisps, they had No Frills cereal boxes. A little glimpse into my childhood, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, you want that keyboard? We're going to have no frills for the next 6 months. Let's move on. Time is running out. Wolves versus Southampton.
FPL Maestro called it dire game. 0-0.
Yeah,
absolute
I mean,
shite.
Well, I mean, do you want to do 3 o'clock kickoff, Steve?
No.
I might just go and paint the inside of my shed. I might have just as much enjoyment. I think.
Can I just quickly say this?
with the door shut and the fumes.
Any XFM fans here will know this quote, but Dickie Anderson writes in complaining about the show and said, "Hi, Ricky. Just to let you know, rather than listening to your 2 hours, I've been watching a puddle evaporate." That's how bad these games are going to be.
Yeah.
You'd rather watch paint dry, a puddle evaporate, anything. Let's get on with Aston Villa Man United, please. Over to you, Jace.
2-0 Man United.
You expect a clean sheet?
David De Gea's on form.
I do expect United to win. It is going to be a horribly tight game.
Save points, mate. I'm telling you, David De Gea is going to be one of your top scorers. Top scorers this week. Take it to the bank. That David De Gea pick's quality, mate. I'm jealous of it.
We'll probably go with it in a minute, but apparently Dread's captained him.
Honestly, I'm jealous that you got in David De Gea and like he's just been getting better and better and better. He's not back to like 2018 David De Gea, but he's getting back up towards that level. Like he's pulling off some great saves. His confidence is getting better and better, and I just think that going forward, he's a set and forget. Just keep him in your team. Don't touch him.
Yeah.
One of the few Man United players that you can actually say that about in FPL right now.
Do you think Ronaldo starts?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you fear Ronaldo this week?
No. I wouldn't say I fear him. I would have liked to see. So far, I've been disappointed at the link-up play between Fernandes and Ronaldo, and I would like to see a game where they can dictate, the attack essentially, and make some real cutting-edge passes, and Ronaldo being on the end of crosses coming in. I think that Ronaldo is not being utilised properly at United at the moment.
Does it make any difference that Man United play away from home, or were they exactly the same?
I think someone needs a timeout in the chat there. Where's the mods?
Oh dear.
Oh dearie me. Giro, do it again. You're going to be off to the sin bin, my friend. Do we have mods on this channel? I can't remember. Hands up if you want to be a mod. You got a pulse, you'll do. No, I go 2-0 Man United. You're surprised. What did you say?
I went 2-1. I think Villa score. But it's going to be tight. I would not be surprised if it was 1-0. Do you know what? I would not be surprised if Aston Villa were to beat Man United 1-0. Or like get a 0-0 or something like that. But it's going to be tight. It's going to be a tight game. Very similar to this Liverpool-Brentford game. I mean, have Liverpool got any players that can score? You brought in Mount, didn't you?
I bought in Mount, yeah. I think they'll win. I think it'll be maybe not a high-scoring game, but I think 1-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, I've gone 2 because Brentford are just pants. But honestly, like you just said, 1-0, 2-0. It's going to be tight. It's not going to be because, like I said, they've got no goal scorers in their team, other than Salah and Mane. And
Jota,
he just scores 1 goal. That's it. He can't do anything more.
I like Jota. I think he's a brilliant. I think that he's just in the shadows of Salah and Mane.
Well, he's got to step up.
Understandably so.
He's got to step up.
Yeah, well, this is the opportunity that he's got. He's got an opportunity now to show what he's worth, like what his caliber is, without those two in the squad.
Yeah, West Ham Leeds, another horribly tight game. I've gone 1-0 to West Ham. I wouldn't be surprised if Antonio's the one that scores that goal. I'm
going to go one more. I'm going to go 2-0 West Ham, and it seems that everything is going through Bowen at the moment. He seems to be the one that's. Talk to
us about that. How are you feeling?
Well, you captained him.
I know I did, along with many, but were you just like... I mean, at the end, it was only 3 points different. 18, 19, 20. It was only 3 points different, 6 points if you captained Bowen. Was it just literally just a case of when your luck's in, or do you think you missed a boat with that?
I missed a boat with that. Definitely.
When Antonio scored, I bet, in all seriousness, you must have been thinking, here we go, he's got the goal, he's going to get something versus Norwich or wherever it was. And then obviously, again,
to be honest, all the signs are there. Bowen is in fine form. In midfield, he's so attacking. He's got so much energy, and he seems to always find himself in the right place. So the signs were there, to be honest. Out of the two players, I would argue that, he's shown more desire and determination to get goals over Antonio. I went with a striker, essentially that was the only reason I can give. And Bowen kept his run of good form going. So, well done to those who captained him.
At least you had Kafal.
Yes. Yeah. That made up for that bit of a blow. Yeah. I mean, I think you pulled away, I can't remember, don't know, points, 7 or 8 points or something you pulled away from me. Which, to be honest, I mean, it's at this point, I'm just trying my best to try and claw 1 or 2 points if I can a week, but there's still enough weeks to go to kind of make it a competitive finish. How would I like to say? Top 4 finish in the Tour B Elite would be nice.
Well, I think I'm 40 points off 4th spot. So it's a battle between me, Dan, and Dale. Fighting.
Dan's having a great season.
Yeah, me and him are like literally just swapping places every single week. Si's just another level. He's just gone out from nowhere. I don't know where that's come from, but he's just he's now 100 and I think it's 110 points ahead of me now. It's just
catchable.
Crazy.
It's catchable. I caught it on him last season.
It'd be interesting to see what he's done. That'd be fascinating. What are you thinking on then? Going back to it, Spurs versus Arsenal. I've just gone with cancel each other out 1-1 if it goes ahead.
If it goes ahead, I think Arsenal will beat him. I think Arsenal, without Son in the team, I think Spurs have almost, they're toothless in some sense. I think that, sorry Spurs fans, but I think Arsenal would have enough, well, with the injuries they've got. But I mean, I just think that 1-0 to Arsenal.
Yeah, that would not be surprising at all. Burnley, Watford, we're absolutely hopeless at the moment. And I think Watford can, if they want to, rack up the goals here. I've gone with a crushing 3-0, Jace. It's why I think Dennis was actually a really good captain.
So your camp, is it game over for Burnley now?
Yes, it was game over.
No striker. No recognised striker. We've got
no strikers. We've got no attacking players in midfield. We've got no defence. That equals relegation. You look at the teams above us.
So you're resigned to the fact that you're most likely going to go down?
Yeah, we're gone. There's no way in hell that we're going to be. That's the wrong website. There is no way in hell we are going to be staying up in this league when you've got the likes of, say, ironically, Watford, Newcastle, Southampton, Crystal Palace, to name 3, which are easily going to be staying up. When you look at, Norwich are absolutely hopeless, so they're gone. And then it's a case of who do they go down with? Well, that's us. And then it's a case of who has their left. So you've got Newcastle, Watford, Leeds are down there at the moment, but I
don't think Leeds are going to go down.
Well,
I think that they can. I think they'll improve.
They could pick up the odd result here or there. That's the key thing. They have got goal scorers. Everton, there's no chance that they're going down. Aston Villa, no chance. Brentford could, if they go on a streak of just not winning, and if we can,
I don't think Brentford are going to go down.
Well, then you go up to Crystal Palace, Southampton. They've got goal scorers. They can pick up results. So really, it's just between us, Watford, and that's it.
Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle's an interesting one. There's clearly something going on there.
Money can't buy him survival, mate.
No, and that Chris Wood transfer is very, very peculiar. I don't know. That sounds like a panic buy to me. If I'm honest, they've gone with a Premier League experienced player in Chris Wood, but he doesn't even playing for us.
They're on 11. They're on 11 points from 19 played. Newcastle.
Yeah, and look at that one win, 8 losses, 8 draws, 10 losses, conceded 42 goals. Whereas if you look at us,
you're telling me that they're not likely to go down.
No, because they have got the quality of player, but. Like I say, this is more for them if they can't stay up with that squad. Comparing it to like the likes of us. I think
the bottom 3 you see there now are the ones that are going down. Those 3 teams may not be in that order. Maybe it will be in that order. Actually, yeah, maybe it will be in that order. Norwich, Newcastle United, and Burnley. What you see there, I think is going to be
when you look at it. 27 goals conceded from us, and the next best defence in the top.
I know.
Doesn't even exist.
It's you're not scoring enough goals.
Yeah, 16 goals.
It's quite obvious that you're not where your problem is. But I see with Burnley, I've always admired Burnley's toughness, the ability to get through, see a game out, to be compact against the bigger teams. Stand up shoulder to shoulder and put. But if you haven't got any, like the thing with Burnley, you used to have a poacher up the top that can latch onto the end of a stray ball, who can get a head in. Chris Wood was brilliant for Burnley. Like everything about Chris Wood was about Burnley's game, their game style, their way they played. That's essentially the transfer that's going to doom you to relegation, isn't it?
Yes.
It's crazy because I remember some of the games you used to be like no hope for Burnley. Like you used to be pretty pessimistic in some of the games, and I used to watch the games and I'd be like, bloody hell, Burnley are playing good football here. But they're frustrating, Burnley, because they'll play some really good football for like spells of the game, like really, really fast one-touch football, and then something will be told. So either they'll get told something or something will switch, and then they'll go back to being like off the ball, sitting back, defending. And I'm thinking sometimes the best way of playing against teams that are equal or bigger than you is to go in hard and press them. And when Burnley do that, they can actually put like panic in the opposition, like with the energy levels. And I just think that I think that's a bad bit of business for Burnley. I think that's gonna seal the deal. But yeah, Dan's in Discord now. I'll get him. I'll get in there now. But yeah, so what was your prediction? Sorry, after all that, I forgot.
3-0 to Watford.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I'll go 1-0 to Watford.
Not looking good, then, is it?
No, get on it. Get on the on-air channel in Discord. There we go.
There we are. Done and done.
Hey Dan. Yeah, your boys are trying to get the game called off. What's happening? And get Vieira back.
Oh, Dan's death.
Oh, hang on. Why? They can't hear you. Oh, 1 second. Let me just. I know why they can't hear you. Right, before you say any more, Dan. 2 seconds. Say something now.
Hello.
And again.
Hello.
Yeah, they can hear you now.
Okay.
Right, so Dan, what's your boys are trying to get the game suspended? Postponed? What's going on?
Well, like I just said, it could be an Arteta Wilshere midfield on Sunday. There's just lots of injuries, obviously AFCON as well.
Come on, Dan. You know as well as I do they're using this whole COVID malark to just get around the injuries.
Well, I mean, look what Liverpool did. I mean, listen, Jason.
Don't play coy.
We've got the biggest false positive going in Granit Xhaka, shadow kicking Jota last night, nearly ruining my pick of him, getting sent off after 25 minutes. We've got Wilshere, who's been training like he's in some sort of, new Rocky film for the last 3 or 4 months, building up to, coming back into this North London derby, doing his bloody Paddy Power advert, desperate to get a team again. And it just, I don't know. Who knows? Crazier things have happened. I mean, we had Lehman come back against Blackpool 2011. We had Campbell come back. We had Henry come back. You never know. You never know. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened on Sunday. We are down to the bare bones.
Can I just give you a live reaction? So I've just looked at Cy Bellamy's team. He's done a -4. He's captained Brighton's Cucurella.
Wow. Who?
The guy with the hair.
I've got hair as well, but I've never heard of him.
He's done Salah and
Hang on. Say that again. I was reading something. What was that?
so Sai's done Salah and Reece James out for Cucurella of Brighton and
Is he joking?
Trossard of Brighton. He's captain Cucurella.
Oh, he's a troll. Sai's a troll. He's so far ahead now. This is what happened last time. He gets so far ahead, and what he does, he gets cocky. Super cocky. Oh, I love it. I love it. I hope it burns in flames.
What did you do, Dan? A -8.
Oh, I mean, I necked a can of CBD drink, and then I just did some stupid transfers. To be honest with you, I've been working all day, and like, I was just like, oh shit, there's a deadline at 6:30. So I looked at my team at 6:00, and then I was like caught in this tricky place of, do I free hit? Do I -8? Do I free hit? Do I -8? And then I looked at my team, and my midfield is just basically the best of Africa. If you want to see the star players for the AFCON, just look at my team from last week. Basically, these are the main guys.
Hi to Blonde as well. Hello to Vince. Gary Halliwell's in the chat as well. I said your name right this time. Gabriel.
So, I mean, I got Jota in, and I got Mountain, which I'm fine with, for Ben Rama and Mahrez. But then
copied me there, Dan.
I didn't know you did it, mate. And then took out Salah and bought in Bruno Fernandes and captained him. Which
so basically it's from because it's me and you in the Super Cup. It's basically Mason Mount versus Maddison.
Okay, two sort of Fabio Donzas, as I call them. Lots of tricks.
Mount's got a double game week.
Yeah.
But he's up against Man City and Brighton, two very, very, very difficult fixtures. And Chelsea are away, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all
game.
Yeah, that'll be a tough game, actually. Brighton have done really well this season. So, I mean, I've got Sanchez on the double ops, obviously playing tonight, so that'll be interesting. You were saying about the Watford striker, Dennis, that they've locked up and basically cock-blocked him going to AFCON for Nigeria, because that striker, he's been on fire this season, and I expect him to be at a bigger team next season. No disrespect to Watford, probably Newcastle, but yeah, I had a thought process about captaining him, and I was just thinking, should I, shouldn't I? He's on form, he's been brilliant all season, 2 decent fixtures, and then I just went for Fernandes, and I did it, and I just thought, why have I done that? Basically, why have I done that? But
copying me, Dan.
How can I copy?
Joking.
You copied me with Antonio for the last one, and look how that worked out.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. I'm just trying to log into my FPL. Hang on.
I mean, Jason, you're the Man United fan. I mean, how do you think Fernandes? Do you think expect him to return much in this double game week?
Well, I say expect is probably too much of a word. I'd hope with those fixtures, I would hope that he could return at least one in both of those games, on average, a return of some sort. However, do I expect it? No, I have not come to expect anything from Manchester United for a long, long time now. So,
I mean, I watched the game on Monday.
Hope is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the game on Monday against Villa. It was a decent game, and I thought United started well, but then once they scored, it was just like a lot of it was just all Villa, and then they had a couple of shots and everything, but Villa it was unlucky not to go into extra time, really, because obviously I think they hit the crossbar, and they had other opportunities as well. Obviously, David De Gea played well, and United just did enough to get over the line, but I think that game tomorrow will be that'll be quite tight. I think United could just sneak it, but wouldn't be surprised if Villa caused a bit of I'll say shock, but yeah.
I'm just looking through the Rivals League, and John Harris. I mean, I said John Harris has got a really good team moving forward. He didn't really have to do much. And he was always set up, and he always had Ronaldo anyway, and he just brought in Josh King and Maddison for this double game week, albeit Maddison hasn't got a double game week. This Joe Nicholson Funny enough, he's best mates with Si. He's got Cucurella. He hasn't captained him. He's captained Bowen. At home to Leeds, which is a surprise. He hasn't got any Man United players whatsoever. Still got Salah. I mean, I look at Joe's team, and it's as if he hasn't even touched it. He has touched it. He's taken a -4. He's got Dennis in there, but he's chosen to go with a single game week player. Yeah, he's brought in Cucurella and Dennis for Brozier and Livramento.
Yeah, I expect Dennis to do well in this double game. I mean, I'm glad I've got him. I mean, I've got Watkins, obviously that was what I was talking about before, and then Antonio as well. So, but yeah, I mean, it was interesting hearing you saying about Chris Wood. I don't obviously did think of you the other day when I saw that. I mean, apparently you've been linked with Andy Carroll as a replacement.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces on Twitter and whatnot. It's emergency transfer or loan move or whatever they want to do. So I think that it's just desperate times, Dan. Absolute desperate times with us, and the only thing that's going to save us is, as ever, our defence. But we always concede goals, so even if it's just one goal a game, we can't score. So that means always a 1-0 loss. So we're in a real problem at the moment. But
can't they use that money to reinvest? I mean, you've got these American owners?
Yeah, but they're all into. I don't know much about them, but they're all into like the Moneyball style of
okay.
What you would call it? Style of buying transfers and everything. And I'm not going to profess to read anything to do with the gossip, but it's just the same old nonsense with us. We need money to spend. We don't invest the money that we've got from Andy King, from Chris Wood into anything, and it's just terrible. The only players that Dyche goes for anyway are like the top end of the Championship, but he's not. The club aren't willing to spend the wages. So let's just say, for argument's sake, what was his name? There was a Nottingham Forest player with a really.
Oh, you have to bring up Nottingham Forest, don't you?
Why? Oh yeah. Yeah.
Why are you laughing? What's that?
Nottingham Forest knocked out,
didn't they?
Oh,
pathetic. So, but yeah,
what a result that was!
Yeah, okay.
That was just ridiculous.
That's what cup games are all about.
I heard that you were awful, Dan, in that particular fixture.
Yeah, terrible. But I mean, credit to Nottingham Forest. Not going to take anything away from them. They wanted it more, and we just sort of turned up thinking that we could field a weakened team and get away with it when the crowd was up for it. And Forest have got some decent players in there, some ex-Premier League players, and they got the deserved win, really.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. Fourth place in the Rivals League is Captain Fernandez. So we've got again a mixture of captaincies in the Rivals League, which is always good to see. And we always say this. The Rivals League is just a class of its own, and it's just so. There are gaps slowly forming within the Rivals League, the top 4, the top 10, and so on. It's still tight, but there are small gaps slowly opening.
Yes.
I mean, I look at Lino. Lino, I know for a fact, did the Madison transfer in. He brought in. I think I sworn he messaged me saying he brought in Madison. Oh no, he brought in Mason Mount. Sorry. So you're on good things with that there, Jace and Dan, with Mason Mount, Lino bringing him in. But yeah,
well, that's certainly sealed it. Double-digit haul coming in for Mount. Thank you very much.
What about Ronaldo then? Because I mean, that was one that I could have got in, but I decided not to, and I'm just like.
I think you made the right choice.
That's quite funny. I mean, Maestro is saying that Harry Maguire transferred Ronaldo out of his FPL team.
Well, I mean, Ronaldo's come out with this. I mean, he's only saying what Man United fans would like to hear, I guess. And it's not acceptable for United to be 6th or 7th, and he didn't come there for that. I mean, the way the media's twisted it, I mean, he's just saying what any United fan or management would want him to say, really, and that he wants them to finish at least in the top 3. But there does seem to be some sort of things going on behind the scene. Big egos, big wages, big characters there. And yeah, they're just not really playing as a team. But Ronaldo, I don't know, massive value in the game. And this season, I don't know, he's flattered to deceive a bit when I've had him. So I think that I've been a bit burnt by that, really.
Yeah, Jace, what are you expecting from the Brentford game? I've gone with a 1-0 in that. I think it's going to be really, really tight. And I expect Brentford to cause Man United problems, but you just to edge it 1-0.
I think I don't think it's going to be that exciting. That game. I think it'll just be two teams going at each other, and United will just have enough in the tank to get a goal. 1-0, you say? I agree completely. 1-0 to Man United. I think in that maybe 1-1, even. I think there's a chance that Brentford could even snatch one towards the end of the game if it stays 1. I'll tell you what, if it stays 1-0, if United score in, say, the first half, which is almost impossible, we never do that, almost. But if we did, then we didn't get a second goal. I wouldn't put it past Brentford to snatch one. So if it ended at 1-1, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'll go 1-0.
I'm just looking at my team for game week 23, and I'm actually set up quite well for that. A double City defence against
You've got players that are playing this time.
I've got Fernandes at home to West Ham, tight game. I expect West Ham to score in that, but I've got Antonio Bowen. But I'm looking to get Sterling back in my team. See how he performs against Chelsea, see what he does there. Sterling is certainly someone that I'm looking to bring in, maybe captain against Southampton, but we shall see, because there was potential talk of another double game week 23, and it just goes on and on and on.
Well, as long as these postponements keep happening, there's going to be more double game weeks.
Well, Burnley have had, 4 games postponed alone? Leicester have had 2 or 3 postponements. Like you say,
it's a bit. I mean, it's a bit of a this season.
Could we even see a triple game week coming up? That's what
I was anticipating that. That's why I've kind of held back with 3 things.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting to see, because I think I'd be loading up on midfielders and defenders from triple game week. I think that I think there's a lot to be seen over the coming weeks as to games being called off. Because I don't know if you noticed, but we are it feels really wintry now. It feels really wintry, and like they say about the season of the virus and all that, we're not out of that yet. So I think that we're going to get more. I think we'll get more postponements, and we'll start to see fixture congestion and piling up, and maybe even a triple game week. And if that triple game week does come, I think everyone's going to be scrambling to get in a full 11, maybe even bench boost. But Jason, Oldham FC up for sale, bottom of the whole league. Fancy going halves with me? I've got £5. Oldham FC going up for sale at the bottom of the whole league. Fancy going halves? I'm sure they'll be bought. I don't know how much interest they've got at the moment, but I'm sure they'll come out with a buyer. Some rich person will buy them.
Hopefully.
Burnley quadruple game week, Brian Tavares says.
I still wouldn't buy any of their players. They'd still get 0 points. So,
you think Burnley got no chance of staying up then?
Yeah,
no, there's no chance. No, it's almost, like I said, it's virtually impossible, because as we just discussed, we're 18th as it stands right this second. Admittedly, we've got 4 games in hand, in theory. So that's what 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that takes us to 23 points. Well, that's Brentford now with a game in hand. That's if we were to win all 4 of them. That ain't going to happen. And you've got the likes of Watford, who are probably our nearest rivals, because Leeds, they can score goals. They can get the results. Everton, They're going to be fine. Aston Villa are going to be fine. I've always said Brentford could be the ones that could be dragged into it. But they've got a team there. But from what I saw against Aston Villa, wasn't it? Aston Villa it was. And I was not impressed with them whatsoever at all. That 2-1 victory came out of nowhere for me because I was not. That game looked like it was going to be like a dire 0-0 in that particular fixture, and then just goals from out the blue. But they then lose 4-1 against Southampton, which is a damning result. They lose, admittedly, 1-0 to Man City. They lose 2-0 to Brentford. But Brentford can get the odd results, but they're the only team I see being dragged into it, other than Watford. So it's really Burnley versus Watford and Brentford, and they can score goals. So,
I mean, this is a massive game. Then this is the proverbial 6 point. I mean, they're talking in the chat. Nuclear Atoms was saying about Max. Is it Max Cornet or Cornet? How do you say his name?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, he's a good player from the bits I've seen of him this season.
He's a very, very good player, but he's in the African nations at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So the only other goal scorer for our team is not with us. So, and we can't just rely on one player.
What's your dad think? What's your dad thinking?
Well, he's passed away, hasn't he? You're having a stinker on you. I'll ask his brother Rob. Oh God, that's a dark.
That's taking the show into another dark level. But I mean, if we missed out on any United assets, just moving on. I mean, Shaw, Greenwood, anybody that we're sort of thinking that maybe we've overlooked, perhaps? Do you think?
Varane. I mentioned Varane in a stream the other week, and he was somebody which I thought is guaranteed to play 2 games at least. He played. Was he come from Real Madrid?
Real Madrid. Yeah, I mean,
he should be okay to be playing both these matches. And by all accounts, Man United fans are saying that, at the end of the day, he's somebody that should, excuse the pun, but should shore up their defence. Wan-Bissaka's another one. I was kind of like thinking, do you know what? Maybe bring him in my team. But, I mean, at the end of the day, the deadline's passed. And I'm expecting 1 clean sheet out of 2. I still think, I haven't even checked, to be honest with you, if he actually did it or not. But apparently Jason was quite surprised by it, but also thinks that it could be a really good shout. But Dredd has supposedly, and I'm just going to quickly check now, Captain De Gea.
Oh, wow.
The answer is, he didn't go through with it. He went with, I fucking hate it when Dredd does this. Dredd, I'm saying it now, you are weak. You're so weak. Because Dredd on Twitter puts up things like, I'm going to captain this particular player. And you're thinking, well, like you would say, well. And then he
I mean, at the end of the day.
He's gone with Bowen.
Wow.
Over Dredd. That's so weak. Just annoys me. He's done that. Brew, though, who's top of the moderator league now, doing very well. He captained Fernandes, but he's the only, of the Man United assets, he's only got Fernandes. He's benched a lot. So I'm assuming Wan-Bissaka is just now. Would you say that, Jace? Wan-Bissaka's now straight in the team, first choice, not going to be changed?
He's trying to recover from his faux pas.
I prefer Dalot, but I think. Yeah, I wouldn't say concrete, but looks that way. I mean, yeah, if I was manager, I'd be playing Dalot over Wan-Bissaka. But
well, that's it, isn't it? it's one of those where, from a
I think
real life perspective,
offers much more in attack. I mean, I've always been of a mindset that we should have. I'd rather United be all out attack than try to defend with a crap defense. But we can't do either at the moment. So
yeah, that's the issue. But thankfully, like we say, they've got 2 really good fixtures in Brentford and Aston Villa per se. I'm just going to find it, as I said in a members video yesterday, I think it was, the fact that I got Digne and he's now at Aston Villa. I would assume a guaranteed starter. Assume. You don't bring an experienced Premier League player. Is he a French international, Dan? Do you know? Does he play for the French international team?
Are you trying to catch me out again with this thing? When I thought he was, I kept saying, why has he not been called up for Spain? I mean, he's in the Spain squad. What's going on?
Why does everyone think that he's French?
He is French.
He is French. I think you're not. It's like a double act. This is good cop and bad cop. But I do think he has been in the French squad before. I don't know if he is in there now though. It's very he kind of looks Spanish, so I don't know.
You thought he was Spanish. I remember you thought he was Spanish.
I mean, hold on a minute. Look at the guy that plays for City, Laporte. He did a bloody transfer, didn't he? He was playing for France, and he thought, well, hold on a minute. I think I quite like the sound of going to Spain. So he did a bit of a club transfer with the international teams. Didn't even know you could do that. So it has happened before.
I'm going to have to hide myself again. I should have guessed.
I mean, the guys in the chat, it's quite interesting. They're talking about, I don't want to keep bringing it up, obviously Newcastle's dirty tactics, obviously stealing, a big asset from a relegation rival. Maybe that's their transfer strategy, is to, poach players. So, who knows, maybe Dennis will rock up there.
No, I think that, Jason, I think Newcastle have just gone into panic mode. That's what I think. Just desperation. It's got nothing to do with buying a rival's best striker, because Chris Wood has been not scoring. I think I read he scored 3 goals in 21 games. Says it all. So I think they've got a perfectly good strike force, Newcastle, anyway, and Callum Wilson and Alan St Maximin. I'm sure they've got a couple more. But Chris Wood is going to be a guaranteed starter. So whose place does he take? Are Newcastle now going to be playing a 4-3-3? I don't know. So that's going to be the interesting one from a Newcastle perspective. What players play where to accommodate Chris Wood. But you would think that you don't spend 25 million on, again, an established Premier League player and just keep him on the subs bench. It happens, but Newcastle can't afford to do that. So,
I mean, but ironically, they've obviously signed a former Burnley player in Trippier of
yes.
Atletico Madrid, and obviously England as well. I mean, what do you think about that signing?
I think it's absolutely bizarre that Kieran Trippier has gone from Tottenham to Atletico Madrid, and then gone all the way to Newcastle. I don't know what the story is regarding what happened at Atletico Madrid. Maybe you'll be able to tell me, but I just think it's absolutely bizarre. A player.
Maybe he just wanted to. I mean, he was there for what, like 1.5 years, 2 years, something like that. I think maybe someone will correct me in the chat, but he won the league with them.
I was going to say he won the league with them, and he did really, really well. Obviously, his England performance in the Euros was up there with some of one of the best. I mean, you'd be able to tell us more. He was probably player of the tournament, possibly for England.
Well, I mean, I would say that you'd look for Luke Shaw or Sterling as player of that particular tournament. But I mean, yeah, he was good, and obviously at the World Cup he was probably a contender for player of the tournament for England. So he's always been very reliable for country, and obviously got the experience of playing abroad now, but seems like he was kind of surplus to requirements this season for Madrid. So yeah, maybe just wanted to get back to England, and a nice pay packet there as well. So there we go. But I think it's a good signing for Newcastle. About 12 million, experienced Premier League player, England international. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Oh, Dread's finally arrived here. It's more about ensuring Burnley don't get any points that's helping Newcastle to stay out than would actually scoring for New. I really do not think. I think people are looking too much into that. Has nothing to do with Newcastle going to a rival and just going, we'll just take their best player. They would just buy Cornet. If I'm honest with you, it's the same with like you've just joked about, with Watford. Just take Dennis then. Take Sarr. Do you remember Sarr? Remember him? So, maybe get Foster. I think at the end of the day, they're just desperate for. They've just looked around the Premier League. Who's the cheapest they could get? They've got Chris Wood because they've got him out of his contract. Paid the 25 million. Take him. Done. Happy days. I just found his line about joining a massive club really funny. I just found it. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that Burnley are bigger than Newcastle, but it's just the way he spoke about Newcastle as if he just signed for Man United or Man City. It was just like, this is just embarrassing. Just.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, that's saying what the fans want to hear, isn't it? Really, and obviously it's a well-supported club, Newcastle, with loyal fan base and aspirations to be big. But let's be honest. I mean, they were in the Champions League. What was it, 20 so years ago? Had a Premier League challenge, obviously 96, 97, around that kind of time. But since then, it's just sort of, more or less faded away. I think the early noughties they had, obviously, they had Shearer, Kieran Dyer, Lee Bowyer. Obviously, the great Sir Bobby Robson was in charge. But since then, it's not, been great for Newcastle. But, they just, met the transfer release clause, and that was it, I guess.
Well, the Brighton game's literally kicking off now. Certainly on my stream anyway. I say stream, Sky Sports. But what you expect? You expect an exciting game in this. I think they're just going to cancel each other out. Myself, Dan, what are you thinking on this game?
Well, I think as I said, Brighton defensively been good, tight this season. I think that it'll be a tough game, like you said in predictions. Really, I know Palace like to play attacking football. But I think Palace will cancel them out. Brighton will cancel them out. Sorry, I'm going to go for. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton.
I'm just
hoping
looking
for
at this.
Start the game week well.
Size player Cucurella. I just think it's incredible that Si's gone and captained this particular player. Si's captaincy, like I said, he's been doing really, really well. As Jace mentioned, Si gets really cocky when it comes to him doing really, really well at the game, and then he just thinks, well, I've got in this specific case, like a 20. I don't even know how many points he is ahead of top spot in the Torbay Elite. Let's just have a quick check where Si is. He's 50, about 22 points clear of second, Daniel Benson, and then he's 37, 40 points off third. So. Yeah, are you friends with Dan Benson, Dan?
Oh, I know Dan. Us Dan's got to stick together. Yeah, unfortunately he's a Man United fan, but yeah, lovely lad, big FPL fan, and normally does. I think there was one season where he was down in the relegation spot, and then he managed to claw into the top 4. So it was around December. He was near the bottom, and then he went on a massive run and got into the top 4. So remember him for that. But Dan, knows his football well. So an opponent to be feared. Yeah,
he's doing really well this season. He's got he's captain Ronaldo. Surprise, surprise. He did a -8 this particular game week. He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got Greenwood, Dan. He did transfer him in. He did Watkins, Benrahma, Foster out for De Gea, Greenwood and Ronaldo. So he's expecting big things from United, it seems. As you just stated, he is a Man United fan. So maybe that a bit of bias comes into it. But I am...
from the game on Monday, Greenwood did a few good things. Some of his decision making was a little bit off, but he's a very dynamic player. Maybe that is one we've missed potentially.
Are you going to be watching this game, Dan? Brighton versus Crystal Palace?
No, not really. I'll just catch the highlights tomorrow. Really, not so invested in that game. Obviously, I've got Sanchez playing, so I'll check out the result later on tonight. I think it could be a decent game, but yeah, I think the game of the week goes without saying. The game of the weekend for me is obviously going to be Spurs Arsenal if it goes ahead.
And what do you think the likelihood of it is going to go ahead?
I mean, how long's a piece of string? I hope it does go ahead. I know we have got injuries and whatnot. I mean, obviously Cedric going down last night, Smith Rowe, Odegaard. Aubameyang's not in the fold anyway. Saka came off clutching his hamstring last night, so that didn't look too good. So I'm hoping it goes ahead because I'm looking forward to it all week. And on the back of a morale boosting performance last night. But, Xhaka suspended, although you can't really appeal for that as a reason not to play. I mean, I was trying to think about last night. I was thinking the Chambers has got to play right back. I don't know who can play centre midfield with Lokonga, because Chambers could fit in there as a defensive midfielder, but then who's going to play right back? The only thing they could do is play holding right back, which he could do, and then obviously you've got White, Gabriel, and then obviously Tierney. So you're looking at that and you're saying, well, we can actually put a team together. I just want to get the game played, really, and just, from our point of view, Son's injured. So he's their best player. Let's just get on with it and give him a game.
And one quick final question before we clear off. Is it obvious Man United have got the best double game week this particular week, or do you think it's, in my opinion, Watford, where we just had Brighton with a small opportunity there, but the ball was blocked, so nothing made. So yeah, Man United and Watford got the best chance of getting the most points this particular game week.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what you're saying about Watford is making me a bit nervous because I think they've got the best fixtures. I mean, this Villa United game is going to be tight, and then Brentford away. I expect United to win, but I don't think it will be easy. So I think Watford have got good fixtures. It'll be interesting. I mean, Watford-Newcastle, that should be a decent match as well, really. So, I think they've got the best fixtures of the game. I mean, obviously, Chelsea's games are tough. Brighton's games are tough. So, like with a lot of double game weeks, it can be much to do about nothing. But I guarantee there'll be some player like Greenwood or someone that will come good and we'll all be cursing him come, next week or whatever.
Yeah, it always turns out to be a player which no one even mentioned.
Lanzini.
Well, I mean, I said that exact comment on the stream. I said that it'll probably end up being like for the last double game week for West Ham. It won't be the popular picks. It'll be someone like Lanzini that comes through, and obviously in the first game he gets 2 goals. Obviously Bowen in the end came out on top, but I think Jace, that comes to a natural conclusion there, mate.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us today, guys and girls and people. And I look forward to when are we doing the next stream?
Only God knows when.
Absolutely. Keep posted on socials, and I hope you have a great weekend, everybody. And I'm gonna get some sleep. Bye, guys. Thanks, Dan, for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Cheers.
See you later, all.